Many amazing facts in 1 hour? Subscribe, we're starting now. In Jezero crater, an ancient lake fed by a meandering river, a delta is preserved that on Earth would have trapped organic matter. A key point where Martian nature may have left microscopic traces. The layers of sedimentary rock at Jezero reveal distinct eras. Thin shales indicate still, deep waters, while strata with large boulders show the force of ancient floods. The Sherlock instrument, using ultraviolet lasers, identifies carbon-based organic molecules within clay rocks, essential ingredients for life found in an ancient lake bed. The Pixlr system maps the chemical composition of rocks, revealing minerals such as carbonates and sulfates, capable of preserving biosignatures for millions of years, like a sealed capsule made of stone. A small helicopter called Ingenuity demonstrates that powered flight is possible in Mars's thin atmosphere. Its aerial images show details invisible to a terrestrial explorer. With 72 flights under its belt, Ingenuity opens the door to future drone missions on other planets, allowing exploration from the sky and discovering safer routes for rovers. The organic molecules found at Jezero have an uncertain origin. Geological processes, meteorite impacts, or the remains of ancient organisms. Their enigma remains to be analyzed in terrestrial laboratories. The sealed titanium tubes contain samples that could answer the big question about Martian life. These metallic capsules await a mission to return them to Earth for definitive examination. Bats are not blind. Many have excellent night vision and combine echolocation with sight to move and hunt with precision in the dark. The Atacama Desert, Chile, is home to the driest place on the planet. Some areas have not recorded measurable rainfall in more than 4 centuries, serving as an analog for studies of Mars. The Saturn V, the rocket used in the Apollo program, reaches a height of 361 feet and generates enough power to propel an entire building off Earth. In Japan, there is a pedestrian crossing called Shibuya, where thousands of people cross in all directions at the same time. It is one of the most photographed spots in the world. The Pan American Highway runs nearly 18,600 miles, crossing 14 countries from Alaska to Argentina. It only breaks its course at the Darien Gap between Panama and Colombia. The Trans-Siberian Railway is the longest railway line in the world, connecting Moscow with Vladivostok over 5,600 miles and spanning 8 time zones. In Venice, Italy, more than 400 bridges connect the 118 islands that make up the city, crisscrossed by canals navigated for centuries. In Africa's Namib Desert, there are dunes that rise to over 984 feet, some more than 5 million years old. The Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco is 1.7 miles long, and its distinctive international red color improves its visibility in fog. Yellowstone National Park is home to more than half of the world's active geysers, including the famous Old Faithful, which spews hot water at regular intervals. Lake Titicaca, located between Peru and Bolivia, is the highest navigable lake in the world, situated at more than 12,500 feet above sea level. Iceland is home to the Jökulsárlón Glacial Lagoon, where floating icebergs drift out to sea, creating one of the most spectacular landscapes on the planet. The Moscow Metro is not only an efficient transportation system, but also an underground gallery with stations decorated with marble, mosaics, and chandeliers. The highest-grossing film of all time, unadjusted for inflation, is James Cameron's Avatar, with over $2.8 billion worldwide. The final episode of MASH, broadcast in 1983, drew more than 105 million viewers in the United States, becoming the most-watched television episode in the country's history. The James Bond franchise has spanned more than 6 decades of films in 25 official installments, holding the record as the longest-running spy saga in cinema. Actress Betty White holds a Guinness World Record for the longest television career, with more than 80 years of professional activity in front of the camera. The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King won 11 Oscars, tying Titanic and Ben-Hur as the most awarded films. The Simpsons holds the record for the most episodes in a primetime animated series, exceeding 700 episodes aired. Actor Samuel L. Jackson is among the highest-grossing actors at the box office, with films grossing more than $5 billion. The Guinness World Record for the most-watched movie trailer in 24 hours is held by Avengers: Endgame, with 289 million views. The record for the highest-pitched female voice belongs to Georgia Brown, who can reach a note of G10, recognized by Guinness as an exceptional vocal range. The soap opera Yo Soy Betty, La Fea holds the Guinness record for the most successful in history, broadcast in more than 180 countries and dubbed into 25 languages. Actor Christopher Lee is listed in Guinness as the actor with the most films shot, with more than 280 productions throughout his lifetime. The Netflix documentary Our Planet reached over 25 million views in its first month, setting a record for nature productions. The Guinness World Record for the most extras in a scene goes to the Indian film Mahabharata, with over 15,000 people participating simultaneously. Director Alfred Hitchcock made cameos in 39 of his films, creating a visual game that became his signature. The TV series Friends remains one of the most profitable in history, generating over $1 billion annually in streaming rights. The Guinness World Record for the most Oscars in a single ceremony belongs to Walt Disney, who received 4 statuettes at the 1954 edition. The film Interstellar used real-life calculations by astrophysicists to recreate the appearance of a black hole, generating images so accurate that they inspired scientific articles. Actor Jackie Chan is listed in the Guinness Book of Records for personally performing the most stunts in his films, avoiding the use of doubles in risky scenes. A chameleon turns its skin into a living canvas, creating colors and patterns thanks to chromatophores and nanocrystals that manipulate light. It not only achieves perfect camouflage, but also sends visual messages to other chameleons. The myth of gold in large nuggets in rivers originates from cinema. The reality is microscopic dust hidden in rocks and sediments. Finding a large nugget is as rare as winning the lottery. Industrial mines and artisanal miners search for tiny particles of gold, not glittering treasures. The romantic image is only an illusion, while the metal remains hidden and difficult to obtain. Did you know that pure water does not conduct electricity? The current travels thanks to dissolved salts and minerals, which release ions capable of carrying energy. Tap water, rivers, and seawater are indeed dangerous. Mauna Kea, Hawaii's volcano, rises over 33,000 feet when measured from its base hidden in the ocean floor to its summit. Beneath the sea lies most of its grandeur. The Viking's horned helmet is an artistic invention of the 19th century. Painters and operas created the image. In battle, such an adornment would have been clumsy and dangerous. Horns, more useful for ceremonies or myths, were never part of the Scandinavian war arsenal. A desert in New Mexico is home to the whiptail lizard, a species made up only of females. No males in sight. Reproduction is purely cloned. There are even simulated courtships between them to trigger ovulation, a choreography inherited from ancestors with males. An extreme political ritual in France. Royal tombs opened in Saint-Denis. The remains of kings and queens like Louis XIV and Marie Antoinette thrown into mass graves. An act to erase the monarchy from history, even after death. In Pawtucket, Rhode Island, a 33-inning baseball game lasting more than 8 hours. It paused at 4 a.m. and resumed 2 months later, only to be resolved in 18 minutes. Among the players were future legends like Cal Ripken Jr. and Wade Boggs. The most translated text on the planet isn't a book or a song, but a prayer, the Lord's Prayer. More than 2,000 languages, from Aramaic to Klingon. A spiritual script that travels between cultures, generations, and fictional galaxies. In the constellation of Draco, the planet Treztobe absorbs more than 99% of light. Darker than asphalt, closer to the concept of a glowhole than a planet. Temperatures exceeding 1,800 degrees and a faint hellish red glow. Beneath the ancient site of the Colossus of Rhodes, layers of history piled up like pages of a buried book. Medieval fortresses, Hellenistic temples, and relics of even older civilizations. A city that breathes history from underground. In South Korea, the sinking of the Sewol ferry left deep scars. Most of the victims were students trapped by orders not to move as the ship listed. Negligence, corruption, and an official response that sparked massive protests. In Japan, square watermelons are not used for eating. Farmers shape them this way to save space when storing and selling them as luxury items. On the island of Yap, Micronesia, traditional currency consists of oversized limestone discs. Some pieces exceed 13 feet in diameter. In London, a revolving bar allows guests to drink while the floor slowly rotates, offering panoramic views of the English capital. The tule tree in Oaxaca, Mexico, has a trunk with a diameter of more than 46 feet, considered one of the thickest in the world. In Australia, Lake Hillier appears an intense pink due to the presence of halophilic algae and bacteria that thrive in its salty waters. In Japanese cuisine, fugu or pufferfish requires special preparation. Its liver contains a toxin capable of causing paralysis in just micrograms. In love, a Harvard University study found that prolonged eye contact triggers the release of oxytocin, a hormone associated with trust and attachment. In the series Breaking Bad, the color of each character's clothing reflects their emotional and moral state, with subtle transitions throughout the plot. The world's most expensive coffee comes from beans ingested and excreted by the civet cat, known as Kopi Luwak. This process alters its flavor, reducing the bean's natural acidity. A solar vehicle developed in the Netherlands can travel more than 620 miles on a single charge, thanks to ultralight panels and advanced aerodynamics. In medical technology, 3D printing creates low-cost, custom prosthetics tailored to each patient's exact anatomy. The original margherita pizza combines tomato, mozzarella, and basil to represent the colors of the Italian flag: red, white, and green. The TV series Friends uses recorded laughter only as reinforcement, as much of the comedy is filmed in front of real audiences reacting live. In South Korea, a dish called samgyeopsal consists of grilled pork belly, accompanied by vegetables and sauces, eaten directly wrapped in lettuce leaves. A state-of-the-art autonomous car recognizes pedestrians, traffic lights, and cyclists using LiDAR sensors, cameras, and artificial intelligence algorithms. Regarding eye health, eating carrots provides beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A, essential for night vision. The series The Crown accurately replicates period jewelry, dresses, and decorations, even using sewing techniques identical to the originals. In Peruvian cuisine, ceviche combines raw fish marinated in lemon juice, chili pepper, and cilantro, creating a chemical cooking process called denaturation. An electric hypercar reaches speeds of over 250 miles per hour thanks to high-torque motors and high-capacity lithium batteries. In cardiovascular health, yoga practice reduces cortisol levels, helping to lower blood pressure and stress. In love, handwritten letters retain a deeper emotional value than digital messages, as they contain unique and unrepeatable strokes. The Stranger Things series integrates visual and audio references from 1980s films like E.T. and The Goonies, creating a nostalgic aesthetic. In Italy, artisanal gelato contains less fat and air than industrial ice cream, which intensifies the flavor and creamy texture. A high-performance electric unicycle offers instant acceleration and quiet operation, ideal for urban environments and short journeys. In love, Smelling a partner's garment releases chemical compounds that reduce stress, an effect linked to olfactory memory. The Game of Thrones series includes fictional languages such as Dothraki and High Valyrian, created by linguists to give the dialogues realism. In Mexican cuisine, mole combines more than 20 ingredients, including cocoa, chili peppers, and spices, to achieve a balance of sweet, savory, and spicy. In Japan, forest bathing, or Shinrin-yoku, increases immune system activity and reduces stress, combining nature and well-being in an ancient practice. Cocoa contains phenylethylamine, a chemical linked to feelings of love and happiness, which is why eating chocolate often lifts the mood. The Black Mirror series explores dystopian futures where technology reflects human fears and desires, using each episode as a dark mirror of today's society. In Indian cuisine, biryani combines rice, spices, meat, and vegetables in layers, creating complex flavors without losing the individuality of each ingredient. A hydrogen vehicle generates clean energy from water, expelling only steam and becoming a real alternative to combustion engines. Augmented reality allows surgeons to visualize internal organs on a patient's body, facilitating procedures with greater precision and lower risk. The Mandalorian series combines practical effects and CGI to create a believable universe, with stagecraft technology projecting virtual backgrounds in real time. In France, foie gras is produced from the liver of duck or goose-fed using controlled methods, generating a delicate flavor and creamy texture appreciated in haute cuisine. Self-driving cars use radars, cameras, and ultrasonic sensors to anticipate movements, detecting obstacles even in low-visibility conditions. In terms of mental health, listening to favorite music decreases cortisol and increases dopamine, turning listening to songs into a daily exercise in emotional well-being. The Westworld series plays with realities within realities, combining non-linear narrative and ethical dilemmas about artificial intelligence and consciousness. In Thai cuisine, Pad Thai balances sweet, salty, sour, and spicy flavors, demonstrating that harmony in cooking is not just aesthetic but chemical. Magnetic levitation trains reach speeds of over 373 miles per hour, eliminating mechanical friction and offering ultra-fast travel. In terms of eye health, constant blinking lubricates the eyes, prevents dryness, and protects the cornea from contaminants, functioning as a natural defense system. The Sherlock series adapts Arthur Conan Doyle classics to the 21st century, using smartphones, GPS, and social media to solve modern mysteries. In Spanish cuisine, the original paella combines rice, saffron, vegetables, and seafood or meat, cooked in a wide container that allows for even evaporation and concentrated flavor. Delivery drones can carry packages weighing several pounds, calculating optimal routes and avoiding obstacles, radically changing urban logistics. The Money Heist series uses real-time robbery planning and precise logistical details, combining drama with elements of engineering and criminal strategy. In Argentine cuisine, the barbecue combines meat, fire, and slow cooking techniques, creating a social ritual where flavor and conviviality intertwine. In digestive health, probiotics balance the intestinal microbiota, improving nutrient absorption, strengthening immune systems, and regulating intestinal transit. In Japanese cuisine, ramen combines concentrated broth, egg noodles, and toppings such as marinated egg and seaweed, creating a comforting and flavorful dish. In bone health, vitamin D and sun exposure promote calcium absorption and strengthen bone structure, preventing fractures and osteoporosis in the long term. The famous Morse code was invented as a system of rapid long-distance communication, transforming the way information was transmitted before the digital age. The Barbie doll was introduced in 1959 in New York, revolutionizing the toy industry with multiple professions and styles over the decades. Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris combines early Gothic and Rayon, with stained glass and flying buttresses that elevate the architecture toward the sublime and filtered light. The Rubik's Cube, created in 1974 in Hungary, became a mathematical and recreational challenge, inspiring championships and speed records. Zen art combines meditation, simplicity, and aesthetics, influencing gardens, calligraphy, and Eastern philosophy to balance the mind and environment. Italian Baroque architecture integrates sculpture, painting, and ornamental design, seeking visual impact and emotional expression in churches and palaces. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 symbolizes the end of the Cold War, uniting families and countries divided for decades. The board game Monopoly, based on property and play money, reflects the capitalist economy and has been translated into more than 40 languages. Confucian philosophical thought emphasizes social harmony, education, and ethics, shaping cultures and governments in Asia for centuries. Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania rises to almost 19,700 feet, combining glaciers, jungle, and savanna into a unique ecosystem on African soil. The Sagrada Familia in Barcelona fuses modernism and religious symbolism, with towers that tell biblical stories through detailed shapes and sculptures. Christopher Columbus's expedition in 1492 opened transatlantic routes, connecting continents and generating cultural, economic, and biological exchanges. Lego toys allow for the construction of infinite structures, stimulating creativity, logic, and spatial learning from 1932 to the present. Buddhism promotes meditation, compassion, and detachment, influencing culture, art, and the way of life in many regions of Asia. The Palace of Versailles represents French absolutism, with geometric gardens, fountains, and halls that reflect power, luxury, and monumental architecture. The independence of the United States in 1776 marked a global shift, inspiring revolutions and new constitutions on different continents. The Tamagotchi, launched in 1996, popularized virtual pets, teaching responsibility and digital stewardship to millions of children. Socratic philosophy is based on questioning and dialogue to achieve knowledge and virtue, influencing Western education and critical thinking. Taoism teaches balance between human beings and the universe, promoting harmony with nature and fluidity in the face of life's changes. The first commercial airplane, the de Havilland Comet, flew in 1952, marking the beginning of modern aviation and rapid travel between continents. The spinning top, an ancient toy present in cultures around the world, combines physics, skill, and competition, maintaining its popularity for centuries. Aristotle's philosophy classifies knowledge into logic, ethics, politics, and metaphysics, serving as the foundation of Western thought for millennia. The Nile River flows through 11 African countries and enabled the emergence of ancient civilizations, with agriculture, trade, and settlements along its banks. The Alhambra in Granada fuses Islamic art, architecture, and gardens, creating a palace where every mosaic and fountain tells history and aesthetics in harmony. The fall of the Western Roman Empire in 1476 facilitated the rise of European kingdoms, fiefdoms, and profound social changes. The tricycle, an invention for children, combines stability, motor learning, and fun, introducing early mobility and independence in childhood. The Sydney Opera House combines modern design and advanced engineering, with iconic roofs reminiscent of sails and harmonizing architecture with the maritime landscape. Mexico's independence in 1810 initiated a process that redefined borders, governments, and culture, inspiring Latin American movements. The Soma Cube, invented in 1936, challenges logic and space, allowing the construction of three-dimensional figures with infinite combinations. The Yangtze River in China is the longest river in the country and serves as a transportation route, a source of hydroelectric power, and home to unique ecosystems. Buckingham Palace combines history, luxury, and ceremony, serving as the official residence of the British monarchy and the setting for state events. The Hundred Years' War in Europe transformed military tactics, alliances, and territories, leaving a political and cultural legacy in France and England. The philosophy of pragmatism, by authors such as William James, proposes acting based on results and practical experience, connecting thought with everyday action. Mount Fuji in Japan combines landscape, spirituality, and geography, inspiring art, literature, and pilgrimages to its summit. The Danube River flows through 10 European countries, connecting cultures, trade, and civilizations from ancient times to the present day. The city of Petra in Jordan combines rock-carved architecture, hydraulic engineering, and trade routes, standing as a testament to ancient creativity. Mount McKinley, Denali in Alaska, reaches over 20,000 feet, combining extreme weather, glaciers, and challenges for mountaineers from around the world. The Parthenon in Athens combines classical aesthetics, perfect proportions, and cultural symbolism, standing out as an example of ancient Greek architecture. The Japanese kendama spinning top develops coordination, skill, and patience, being a traditional toy with tournaments and advanced techniques. Epicurean philosophy promotes moderate pleasure, friendship, and the absence of pain, seeking balance and serenity in everyday life. The Seine River runs through Paris and has inspired literature, art, and commerce, serving as a vital axis of French history and geography. The Winter Palace in St. Petersburg combines Baroque and neoclassical styles, serving as the seat of Tsarism and a museum with exceptional art collections. Shakespeare invented words like eyeball and lonely, leaving a linguistic legacy that transformed literature and modern English. Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa combines sfumato technique, enigma, and perfect proportions, capturing attention and theories for centuries. The vertical jump, key in physical education, combines strength, coordination, and power, and is an indicator of performance in sports and athletic training. California's sequoias reach over 330 feet, have longevity for thousands of years, and unique ecosystems that support diverse fauna and their own microclimates. Mathematical fractals show infinite patterns that repeat themselves in nature, from leaves to coastlines, revealing order in chaos. Gabriel Garcia Marquez's 100 Years of Solitude blends magical realism, family history, and Latin American mythology, creating an unforgettable literary universe. Picasso's Guernica conveys horror and protest through cubism, fragmented lines, and contrast, becoming an icon of committed art. Bamboo grows up to 1 meter per day, uses rhizomatous roots, and provides food, shelter, and shade, playing a key role in aquatic ecosystems. Hummingbirds, with wing beats up to 80 times per second, demonstrate resilience, precision, and extreme adaptation to flowers and pollen. Team rowing develops strength, endurance, and coordination, fostering teamwork and comprehensive physical conditioning. The Amazon logo, a yellow arrow connecting the A to the Z, symbolizes total abundance of products. At the same time, that curved line forms a smile, a hidden message of satisfaction and happiness. Two ideas communicated in a single stroke: variety and joy. A sneeze releases air at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour, accompanied by thousands of particles and microbes. The eyelids close automatically thanks to a protective reflex that prevents eye damage or infection. A defense mechanism as simple as it is astonishing. In Pompeii, pedestrian traffic already had brilliant solutions. Raised stone blocks served as zebra crossings, allowing people to walk without getting dirty on streets filled with mud and debris. The alignment of these stones provided precise clearance for chariots. The ostrich, with an eye up to 2 inches in diameter, is larger than the brain itself, barely comparable to a walnut. This privileged vision ensures the detection of predators at great distances, an example of how nature places visual survival above reasoning. The dancing epidemic in Strasbourg in 1518 transformed the city into a surreal setting. Hundreds of people trapped in an uncontrollable frenzy, moving restlessly, some to the point of death. The cause remains a mystery: mass hysteria, mushroom poisoning, or a mixture of both. Operation Paperclip, a secret mission in the midst of the Cold War, turned Nazi scientists into key recruits for the United States. The most famous name is Wernher von Braun, an engineer capable of going from designing rockets for Hitler to creating the Saturn V, the engine of space conquest. The Book of Esther, within the Bible, lacks any mention of God. A story without explicit miracles, but with an implicit lesson: the power of the invisible. Some scholars suggest that the absence reinforces the idea of a subtle presence, a message about providence hidden in silence. The Middle Ages turned cats into villains. The result? An uncontrolled army of rats spreading the Black Death. A superstitious decision triggered one of the deadliest pandemics. Then, unjustly persecuted cats became history's unseen heroes. Centralia, Pennsylvania, a town nestled above an underground hell. Beneath its streets, an impossible-to-extinguish coal fire burned, starting in 1962 and still raging. A real post-apocalyptic scenario, with a fire estimated to remain active for at least 2 more centuries. Biological 3D printers with living cells as ink create structures that mimic human organs, a technological hope poised to change medicine. The axolotl, a uniquely Mexican amphibian, demonstrates the ability to regenerate entire limbs, a critically endangered biological gem. A human brain weighs just 3.3 pounds and contains connections more complex than galaxies. Enough electrical energy to light a light bulb. The universe harbors billions of galaxies and planets. Exoplanets and habitable zones increase the intrigue about life beyond Earth. Sounds nicknamed trumpets of heaven resonate in different parts of the world. Their origin remains unclear. Scientific theories and mystical beliefs coexist. The Collatz conjecture proposes transforming any integer with simple rules until reaching 1. A mathematical puzzle still unsolved. In 2013, a meteorite exploded over Russia, releasing energy equivalent to 30 atomic bombs. Shattered windows and hundreds injured demonstrated cosmic power. The Great Pyramid of Cholula, in Puebla, is larger than that of Giza, hidden beneath earth and vegetation. It even supports a church at the top. In South Africa, a foundation managed to break a world record by lining up more than 90 zero cans of food. The 3.7-mile line not only impressed the world, it also fed thousands of families in need, a feat of solidarity that combines organization with hope. This is how cars are tested before going on the market, with test dummies inside vehicles that crash at high speed. Each impact reveals how the body behaves and how protected the passengers are. A tough process, but key to saving lives. In the ocean, coral nurseries seek to bring life back to reefs destroyed by climate change. Divers plant small colonies in underwater structures, creating gardens that will be homes for fish and turtles. A project that could stop marine extinction. What you see here isn't a normal rainbow, but a fog rainbow. Its colors are so faint they almost blend into the air, because the droplets are too small to reflect all the light. A phenomenon so rare that most people don't even notice it. Artist Jesse Garcia tattoos spiders so realistic they appear to be jumping out of the skin. His shading and detailing techniques fool the human eye, creating illusions of walking insects. An art that arouses fascination and also fear. This pen looks ordinary, but with the click of a button, it can shoot fireballs over 33 feet. Its creator, an illusionist, modified a Sharpie to make it useful both as a pen and as a secret weapon. A gadget that blends magic and danger. YouTuber Joel Create invented a gun designed only to destroy tomatoes, the fruit he hates most. The funny thing is that it shoots with the same juice as the tomato he hates. An absurd, yet very creative creation. Artist Dino Tomic draws illustrations that are revealed only with fire. He uses two inks, one permanent and one that disappears with heat, revealing the real image. A magical technique that surprises with each work. An Italian student built a drone that flies without visible blades. It uses fans hidden in carbon fiber tubes, making it much safer by eliminating the risk of cuts. An invention worthy of science fiction. In Zimbabwe, there is the Vadoma tribe, known as the ostrich-footed tribe. Some of its members are born with a genetic condition called ectrodactyly, which causes them to have only two toes, a hereditary rarity that makes them unique in the world. At the Lehe Ledu Zoo in China, people enter cages while tigers and lions roam freely. Visitors feed the animals meat through bars, an experience that reverses the usual roles of the zoo. In the United Kingdom, trees have been covered with coins nailed to their trunks for centuries. Tradition says that inserting a coin brings good luck or helps cure illnesses. Today, they are living monuments of popular beliefs. Stained glass windows in medieval churches had a purpose beyond aesthetics. They served to teach biblical stories to those who could not read, a way to transmit knowledge and faith with light and color. The Starfield Library in Seoul, South Korea, has become famous for its giant shelves that reach 3 stories high. It houses more than 50 Zero books in a futuristic shopping mall, a place where culture and modernity meet. In Colombia, there is the Las Lajas Sanctuary, a church built in a canyon above the Guaitara River. To reach it, pilgrims climb more than 1,870 steps, a ladder of faith that attracts believers from all over the world. In the film industry, fake food is key for long scenes under hot lights. Rubber burgers, mashed potato ice cream, and milk and water replace the real thing. This prevents real food from being ruined on camera. In China, there are giant farms that raise cockroaches by the millions. They are used to produce pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, and even cattle feed. Although it sounds disgusting, it's a multi-million-dollar business. Elephants have the longest pregnancy in the animal kingdom. Females gestate their young for almost 22 months, almost 2 full years. This ensures that the babies are born strong and developed. Some historians believe that the Tower of Babel may have been based on a real ziggurat in Babylon, the Atemenanki. This temple was nearly 295 feet high, a construction so imposing that it may have inspired the biblical legend. In Iceland, the Hraunfossar waterfall appears to turn into lava at sunset. The reddish reflection of the sun on the water that flows over volcanic rock creates this effect, a natural spectacle that resembles liquid fire. The world's most expensive ice cream sells in Tokyo for over $6,000 a serving. It's made with white truffle, edible gold, and rare 35-year-old sake, a gastronomic luxury reserved for a few. The quokka, an Australian marsupial, is known as the happiest animal in the world. Its round face and permanent smile made it a selfie sensation, a protected species that lives on islands like Rottnest. Yonge Street in Toronto, Canada, is considered one of the longest streets in the world. It stretches more than 1,100 miles to northern Ontario, an artery that connects history, culture, and commerce. South Africa has 11 recognized official languages, but when it comes to diversity, Papua New Guinea takes the record. More than 37 official languages and over 800 dialects coexist in this country, a true cultural mosaic. The World Residential Cruise Ship allows people to purchase apartments on board and live while traveling. It travels the planet continuously and never repeats the same itinerary. A nomadic way of life on the sea. In Azhou, China, a 26-story pig farm opened in 2022. Thousands of animals are raised there under controlled climate and food conditions. It is the largest and tallest of its kind in the world. Sleepwalking can include a disorder called somniloquy, sleep talking. Those who suffer from it may utter phrases, scream, or laugh without remembering anything upon waking. A mystery of the brain that still intrigues neurologists. The Yungas Highway in Bolivia is considered the most dangerous in the world. It stretches for 40 miles with cliffs up to 3,000 feet high. Its nickname, the Road of Death, still attracts adventurous tourists. In San Juan Chamula, Chiapas, Coca-Cola is cheaper and more accessible than drinking water. Many residents even consume it during religious rituals. This phenomenon has led to health problems such as diabetes and obesity. The Circus in Las Vegas, not Los Angeles, is one of the most unusual hotels in the world. It offers free circus shows inside and affordable prices. Despite its fame, it remains a budget-friendly option on the Strip. Actor Paul Newman left Hollywood to pursue a career in motorsports. He competed in international races such as Le Mans and achieved notable podium finishes. His passion for cars stayed with him until the end of his life. In France during the 19th century, labor reforms inspired the idea of reduced workdays. In Scotland, people don't work just 4 hours a day, but shorter workdays have been tested. Edinburgh is an example of movements promoting a better work-life balance. An artificial intelligence recreated Disney's Stitch in a hyper-realistic version. The result was disturbing, a being with rough skin and unfriendly, bulging eyes. These viral recreations show the unsettling effects of applying realism to fictional characters. After the sinking of the Titanic, cruise ships developed secret codes. Expressions like Code Oscar warn of a man overboard and Code Alpha for medical emergencies. These messages allow for quick action without alarming passengers. Actor Christian Bale was known in the 2000s for playing characters with psychopathic and sociopathic characteristics. Films like American Psycho defined his career. His acting dedication cemented him as one of the most intense in Hollywood. In 2004, McDonald's launched the eMac console in Japan, included in a special bundle. It featured simple mini-games related to the brand and was manufactured by Nintendo. Today, it is a highly sought-after collector's item. A dog named Bailey went viral for his resemblance to Snoopy. A sheepadoodle breed, his black and white fur has made him a sensation on social media. Thousands of users consider him the real-life version of the famous character. Soccer player Sadio Mane has shown interest in Senegalese politics. Although he is not yet an official candidate, he invests in hospitals, schools, and community projects. Many believe he could run for president in the future. Pointing with just one finger is prohibited at Disneyland. Employees must use 2 fingers or the palm of their hand. This rule respects cultural customs and prevents offensive gestures toward international visitors. In Japan, orange balls called bohan balls were created to catch criminals. They are paint capsules that are thrown at thieves to mark them with a bright dye. This way, police can easily identify them. In Vancouver, Canada, possession of small amounts of hard drugs was decriminalized in 2023. The measure aims to reduce overdoses and encourage treatment instead of punishment. It is a social experiment amid much global debate. The manchineel tree, found in the Caribbean and Florida, is considered the most dangerous tree in the world. Its sap is toxic and can cause skin burns. Even rain under its branches is dangerous. The company Cradlewise created a smart crib with artificial intelligence. It monitors the baby's sleep and gently moves if it detects crying. Its goal is to help exhausted parents with nighttime parenting. Warner Brothers is preparing Coyote vs. Acme, a film scheduled for 2026. It will combine animation and live action, with the famous villain attempting to sue the company for its defective products. It is one of the studio's most anticipated projects. A photo of Shakira, taken by Jaume de la Guana, is on display at the National Portrait Gallery in London. It is part of the collection celebrating influential cultural figures. The Colombian singer is recognized as a global icon. A viral rumor claimed that Katy Perry would go into space with 6 astronauts. However, NASA confirmed that she is not on the official mission list. It was a mix-up with a private space tourism program. In reality, all of this happened. Billiards originated in Europe during the 15th century as a lawn game similar to croquet. Over time, it was played on tables covered with green cloth. This is where the tradition of practicing it indoors comes from. Locals parade giant puppets up to 33 feet tall, made of wood, paper, and fabric. These figures represent heroes, saints, or mythical figures, and are carried through the streets as if they were living beings. It's like a parade of colossal puppets, straight out of a medieval tale. In this Omo Valley tribe, men and women decorate their skin with controlled cuts, creating patterns of scars they consider beautiful and that mark important life events. Each scar tells a story: courage, maturity, beauty, or hunting exploits. Their bodies literally become a biography written in living flesh. The young men of this Amazonian tribe must encase their hands in gloves filled with bullet ants, which have the most painful sting in the world, and endure the stings for several minutes to prove their bravery. They repeat the ritual more than 20 times before being considered true men of the tribe. It's like a ninja test, but where the enemy is pure, liquid pain. In Russia, there are competitions where 2 participants sit face to face and slap each other until one gives up or is knocked out. The audience screams. There are judges, slow motion, and cash prizes. The only sport where your cheek is the punching bag. In Aomori, about 26 feet of snow falls each year. Yes, you heard right, 26 feet. Houses are designed with extremely steep roofs. People use electric shovels, and cars have special engines to withstand the weight of the snow. Here, it's not clearing the sidewalk, it's battling white mountains every day. Before it was demolished in the 1990s, Kowloon was the most densely populated place on the planet. More than 0 people lived crammed into a maze of dark hallways, makeshift buildings, a complete lack of planning, and almost no authority presence. There was no proper sanitation system, buildings were unstable, and sunlight barely penetrated many areas. In Japan, shirako is considered a delicacy. It's the sperm glands of cod, halibut, or pufferfish, served raw, steamed, or fried. They have a creamy texture, a slightly sweet flavor, and, well, yes, they are what they are. Visually, they resemble a mixture of miniature brains and poorly set flan. Eskimollies are ant larvae harvested directly from underground nests. They resemble soft grains of rice, have a creamy texture, and a buttery, nutty flavor. In Mexico, they are prepared fried, in tacos, or scrambled eggs. Although locals consider them a delicacy, it's hard for the average tourist to forget that they are eating the babies of thousands of ants. At the University of Oklahoma, scientists injected the elephant, Tusco, with a dose of LSD 3,000 times greater than a human would use. Within minutes, the elephant collapsed, went into convulsions, and died. Researchers wanted to observe the animal's psychedelic behavior, but all they managed was to kill it by overdose. Today, this case is one of the ultimate examples of senseless scientific cruelty. The Soviet Union created the Tsar Bomba, the most powerful nuclear bomb ever detonated. 50 megatons, equivalent to 3,800 times the size of Hiroshima. The explosion was so brutal that it shattered windows 560 miles away and created a mushroom cloud 40 miles high. Even the scientists who designed it later said, "This was unnecessary madness." The Clive Christian brand created Imperial Majesty, a perfume limited to just 10 pieces. Each bottle is made of baccarat crystal, with an 18-karat gold neck and 5 encrusted diamonds. Price: around $215,000 per bottle. The perfume? It smells good. But the real luxury is in the bottle. It's basically the only perfume in the world that requires a safe. Amidst the vast dunes of Dubai's Al Qudra Desert, a surprising creation emerges. Two fused lagoons forming the shape of a heart. This human creation, in addition to representing a symbol of eternal love, serves as a refuge for diverse wildlife and an ideal destination for couples seeking tranquility and connection with nature. Every 6 years, the audacious Onbashira Festival takes place in the mountainous region of Nagano, Japan, known as one of the country's most daring events. In this ancient ceremony, brave participants cut down gigantic trees and then hurl themselves downhill on these colossal trunks, challenging gravity and speed. Moonwalkers are a revolutionary invention that can be easily slipped on over any regular pair of shoes. They are especially designed for people who lead fast-paced lives and need to save time, such as those who face the morning rush to get to work. They incorporate a rechargeable battery that allows them to travel up to 6 miles without additional effort. An innovative skydiver built a kind of real aerial carpet from a wingsuit. He adapted a lightweight frame with a design inspired by Oriental rugs, allowing him to glide through the air while flying. In the Philippines, each year students are given an unusual challenge: to create helmets designed to prevent any kind of cheating during exams. These creations become true works of art, combining ingenuity and creativity to ensure originality in the classroom. Every August 31st, in Najapa, El Salvador, hundreds of people throw flaming fireballs as if they were in a live Mortal Kombat. The tradition commemorates the 1,658 volcano eruption that forced the population to relocate. People battle each other by throwing balls made of gasoline-soaked rags while they are on fire. The Big Apple donut from Krispy Kreme in New York is considered the most expensive donut in the world, priced at $11. This luxurious donut is a tribute to the famous New York apple, featuring an apple glaze and creamy filling. It also includes a pretzel stick and a decorative green custard leaf, giving it a unique touch. In Sheboygan, the Toilet Paper Toss Festival is held every year, where participants compete by throwing toilet paper rolls into baskets, poles, or even trees. It all started as a local joke, but it ended up becoming a massive family event. Basically, a carnival of precision, using paper that usually has another, much less glamorous use. Located in Mumbai, the Dharavi neighborhood is one of the largest and densest slums in the world. More than 1 million people live squeezed into just 0.8 square miles. Narrow streets, accumulated garbage, open sewers, tin and plastic roofs, and almost no basic services. What if we let the fish rot for a while and then eat it? Surströmming is a herring that has been fermented for months. When you open the can, it releases a gas that should be considered a biological weapon. A mixture of rotten egg, dead fish, a closed public restroom, and a decomposing demon. It's so brutal that it's prohibited to open it on airplanes and enclosed buildings. But over there, they eat it peacefully, with potatoes, onions, and steel noses. In the Philippines, they said, "What if we wait a little longer before eating the egg?" This is how balut is born. A duck egg with the embryo already developed inside. Yes, gentlemen. Beak, feathers, eyes, and even the well-formed bones. It's boiled, peeled, and thrown whole into your mouth. When you bite into it, you feel the combination of creamy yolk plus cartilage, plus crunchy bones, plus crisis. Existential. The pink handfish lives at the bottom of the Tasman Sea, and unlike almost all fish, it doesn't swim. It has fins that look like tiny hands, with which it literally walks on the seabed as if it were the protagonist of its own Netflix series. It's so rare that for years it was thought to be extinct, until it reappeared as if to say, "Don't worry, I'm still walking around here." Since the 1980s, Candies have been made that include insects such as crickets and scorpions. They are edible and are sold at fairs and in specialty shops, ideal for those seeking an extreme challenge. Storm-proof matches even light underwater. Resistant to wind, rain, and extreme conditions, they were created for military use, but today are essential for camping and survival. Creating your own perfume involves mixing essential oils with alcohol. A base note like vanilla, a middle note like lavender, and a top note like lemon are chosen. After weeks of resting, a unique aroma emerges, impossible to find in stores. A specialized robot prepares pizzas in stores without human intervention. It stretches the dough, adds sauce, cheese, and other ingredients with millimeter precision. It combines Italian tradition with the efficiency of automation. On the International Space Station, astronauts made pizzas in microgravity. They used flatbread, sauce, and processed cheese to keep things from floating. Cooking up there is a challenge, but this food crossed the atmosphere to brighten the mood. In 1847, an American sailor pierced the center of a bun to help it bake better. Thus was born the bagel with its classic shape, which went from a practical solution to a global culinary icon. At 70 years old, Pole Alexander Doba rode solo across the Atlantic from France to New York for 110 days. He braved storms, giant waves, and loneliness, proving that age doesn't stop passion. According to a 2023 report, the best-selling video games are Minecraft with over 220 million copies, followed by GTA 5 and Tetris. 3 entire generations grew up among blocks, open worlds, and virtual chaos. Grass skiing is practiced without snow using skis with wheels. It originated in Germany as a summer training sport and is now a high-speed sport on green hills. In tornado-prone areas, steel shelters under beds protect 1 or 2 people. Some include vents, lights, and even Wi-Fi, creating an instant home fortress. Dagmar Turner played the violin while having a brain tumor removed. Doctors monitored her motor skills in real time to preserve her musical abilities, a union of art and medicine that saved her talent. The Truck Surf Hotel is a truck converted into a hotel that travels the coasts of Portugal and Morocco. It offers rooms, a kitchen, and common areas for surfers seeking adventure in motion. In synchronized dives, athletes display intense expressions of effort and concentration. Each jump demands perfect coordination and absolute control in fractions of a second. In countries with extreme snowfall, special trains remove up to 3,500 tons of snow per hour. With front-mounted blades and rotating launchers, they keep winter transport moving. Crocodile skin boots are a symbol of luxury and exclusivity. Its high price is due to the exotic nature of the leather and the craftsmanship that can take days to complete. In 1885, German Gottlieb Daimler created the first motorcycle, with wooden wheels and a rudimentary engine. Although unstable, it marked the beginning of modern motorcycles. There is a coffee table called kusu that is much more than a piece of furniture. It cools drinks, charges phones, plays music, and responds to voice commands. A futuristic piece that transforms any room. In 2017, the Latvian company Aerons surprised the world by making the first parachute jump from a giant drone. This drone, with powerful propellers, lifted a skydiver to more than 984 feet before his jump, showing a future where personal aviation will be common. Angelica Hicks is a British artist who blends fashion and humor in minimalist and witty illustrations. Her drawings, full of visual and wordplay, parody the world of haute couture with irony and vibrant colors. Major brands have collaborated with her for her fresh style and connection with young audiences. Fabiano Milani, a Brazilian painter, masters hyper-realism with paintings that look like photographs. Every detail, from the pores of the skin to the reflections in the eyes, is achieved with oil paint and without digital aid. His work conveys such intense emotions that looking at one of his paintings is like having a face-to-face encounter with a real person. Toyota introduced the E4M, a fully autonomous, electric, and personal vehicle. This futuristic car is designed for comfortable and stress-free urban travel, eliminating the need to drive. It also helps reduce pollution by being 100% electric, representing the transportation of tomorrow. Tell us in the comments which of these curiosities left you the most amazed. Don't leave without subscribing, liking, and sharing for more curiosities.